Hey, what's up everyone? Luke DiMarco here today with a video for you, the first video from my new apartment in Toronto. Filming this with the Canon 5D. Unfortunately, I forgot my 5D battery charger at home, so I've got to get a battery charger. But this is my first video, stricken because I want to do this whole series about moving from iPhone to Android. I know other people have done it, but you know, I've had some interesting goes along the way with different things, and somebody asked me on Twitter the other day if I missed the iPhone or if it was worth upgrading to the Samsung S4 from an iPhone or a different platform. So these are kind of my woes, what I miss and what I don't miss, what I'm really welcoming about the Android platform. And the first thing, I'm going to start with the thing that I absolutely miss about the iPhone, and that is the media, the music. I don't think anybody does anything better media-wise than Apple. You know, Apple's got iTunes, they sell millions of songs every year, they've got this whole organizational thing. The music player on this is very organized, very easy to make playlists. I do have to say that I think iTunes is the worst program ever created in the face of the earth, but I really enjoy how the ease of media and music consumption on the iPhone is. Having said that, it is a pain in the ass to get music and media on the iPhone, where you've got to sync it with iTunes and it's got to be in this format or the right format. Whereas with the S4, I bought a 32 gigabyte micro SD card, and literally it's just like a drive. I just drag and drop songs on there. I had to watch a movie. I was moving my girlfriend into Ottawa, so I literally, instead of having to convert these DVDs or convert these movies to a format that my iPhone that would recognize, which I had to do with all my old iPods and iPhones, I literally just dragged and dropped an AVI file onto the card. So it was perfect. I guess I miss the music playing on this, but it's much easier to get music and videos playing on this. And the bigger screen is obviously much more welcoming, beautiful this screen is. So that's really the only thing I miss about the iPhone. The camera on this is just as superb as it is on the iPhone. And the big thing that was keeping me from switching to Android before was the fact that I never thought that the apps were there. You know, I always thought that I'd move to Android and I wouldn't have, you know, my Facebook app or my my TD app or any of these kinds of apps. But the truth is, pretty much every app that you can get on the iPhone now and that you regularly use on the iPhone now, it's on Android. You know, it's perfect. You know, apps like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Sorry. All these apps, I mean, those are pretty big apps, but other apps as well that you would use on the iPhone. Like I'm a big user of the application mint.com. If you don't use it to manage your financials, awesome application. And it is on the Android as well as the iPhone. There is a burrito truck going by my window right now. That is a professional looking burrito truck. But applications. So I thought that I was going to be kind of in this mess of not having any. Tons of apps on the Android App Store, and the Android App Store is awesome. Another thing that I'm really welcoming about this Android is the fact that it's Google, and Google syncs with everything. I mean, I have my Gmail on here. I have everything on this phone syncs with my entire Google account. Another thing that I'm enjoying is this like massive open infrastructure. You know, I've gone from a platform that was very like strict. You know, you can only move apps from one page to another, and all the home pages pretty much look the same. To you can make the home page look like anything you want. You can put widgets on it. You can put apps on it. You can just leave it blank. You can do whatever you want with it. And it's just very welcoming. I mean, at first I was like, wow, that's almost like too much customizability, but it's awesome. It's really, really awesome to be able to configure my phone exactly the way I want it, put things exactly where I want them, not just where the company wants them, to keep, you know, people who don't really know what they're doing at bay. The last thing that I want to mention in this video, but not necessarily the last thing that I love about Android, because there's so many cool things about the Android operating system, and specifically this Samsung S4, is the feature set that comes on it. I mean, I'm used to every year Apple introducing, you know, one more new major feature, and it was just such a delight to come from these same like 5 or 6 features that have been festered on over the past 4 or 5 years by Apple, like the Retina display and this and that, to literally being able to wave my hand over to my device and it being able to turn on. You know, I can do all these air gestures. I can unlock the phone with my face. I can unlock the phone with my voice. I can look away from the phone when I'm watching Netflix and it'll pause. I can scroll up and down the screen without touching it. I can scroll up and down a web page just with my eyes. So this just is that new kind of feature set was really welcoming, and it really got me to enjoying the phone. And a lot of people, you know, they want to be taught how to use a phone, but quite honestly, the most exciting part about getting a new phone is sitting down and pressing every button until you know what it works, until you know what it changes. So I think that's really cool, just the new operating system. And by no means is this my first time on Android. I mean, I've had review phones, HTC ones and stuff like that, but I've always kind of had my iPhone at bay and ready to use whenever I needed it. This is my first like really hard exposure to Android, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So the question is, do I miss my iPhone? No, I don't, which is kind of interesting because I am the Apple guy. You know, I am the iPhone guy. I fix iPhones a lot. I fix a lot of iPhones. I run Northumberland iPhone Repair. Call us if you have a broken iPhone. And so I'm still like very much involved with the iPhone, but I don't think I'll be switching back anytime soon. I love my Android S4. The same day that I got the S4, my dad got a note, and he's a BlackBerry guy. He hates touchscreens. Hated his BlackBerry. He hated his BlackBerry Torch. Loved his BlackBerry 8830. And he's an Android guy now, and he loves it. You can't get him to shut up about it. He loves his notes so much. So guys, those are just my thoughts on the Android operating system. Just some guy that switched from the iPhone. Let me know down in the comments down below. What are you? Are you an iPhone? Are you an Android device? Are you a Windows Phone device? Are you a BlackBerry device? I really, actually, between the time that my iPhone was down and I had this, I was using a BlackBerry 9700. Hated it. Couldn't stand it. Needed to get something different. So I'm glad I went with the Android S4. But my mom's got a Q10, and I was playing around with it. And I could, it's kind of interesting. Got some cool apps on it. But we'll see. Let me know down in the comments down below. I should be making lots more videos once I get the battery charger for this camera, if I can find one. No one sells LPE6 battery chargers. But that's not your problem. It's mine. So I will see you in the next video.